The sun dims, shadows shade over my light skin as life spins. Skin around skeletons developed in the past of tomorrow. I borrow hollow words and fill them with facts, trying to find peace within myself amongst this venomous desire for wealth, travelling with stealth around my soul. Anger and glutton button the clouds and shrouds of my mind's hung, just like tar and weed smoke in my lung, making beats out of the rhythm of my footsteps. On a day of zoot swept away my chaotic thoughts, focusing my focus, clocking at the senders of these hocus pocus locus chokers, making us voters and victims. We exist in a chase. Can you hear the sirens race towards you and then force you to conform? I perform on pedestals, but just the apex is seen on this earth like every other human like me. The system doesn't let the world see my worth, so I'm zero. Everything but treated like nothing, just like life. Nearly every business is a hustle. Religions, drug loans, forever pushing people who struggle towards strife. Pimping righteousness and the word of God, pimping people's trust and need to flex forms of greed. Yachts, yards, cards, diamonds for their arms. That ain't written in no Psalms or Quran or any real road of faith. It's just another form of power and rape. This trapping world's got me counting my blessings like my hands got 7 fingers. I roll with 7 slingers who've weathered winters, just busting boxes, dusting coppers, puppeteering teams. Other brothers engineering schemes that mimic machines, while I philosophize on past intentions and trap between dimensions in this concrete cage, cemented on this concrete page of a phase in this limited eternity. At the stage where the poor forever descend, cause they're stood on by the wealthy, stamped down towards squalor and beyond. Woeful repercussion, the same depressing beat plays, repeat stays, locks on this hell-sent production. With the fake Jesus portrayal, singing the vocals, our people's packed in jails, and these MPs wanna send more for longer, cause somehow they'll stack more for longer, forever making this empire stronger. When money invades countries, it instantly conquers, while we stay here, bopping the same road, the same path, the same dance, the same saga, day after day. Parts are played, but the story stays the same, trying to catch a leading role. I live a fight that's inside the sight that artificially ignites a street light, hoping one day that I'll meet life. I'd ask him so much, he wouldn't answer, thinking I'll never meet him like most youths do their father. I passed the fat zoo, can't take a toke, cause my lungs will implode. Feel like a microbe of a cow that may scream. I'm human, but I'm just another part of this machine, and I hate it, but I'm forced to force myself to tolerate it. Trying not to become my spirit, but striving in the pain of gradual vein, not to let the system break it. My motherland, they rape it. My self-respect, they try and take it and replace it with a spring on my neck that's always nodding to show that I agree. Only feel free when I grips mics and release words that curve, swerve and invert. My third bird to serve brothers who suffer and relate, a real reason to capture their fate and not get caught up in this irate hate that they state in our brain plates from our birthdays. This earth place we call home is a breeding zone for so much that we all live but don't know. It's not life we don't understand, it's ourselves and each other that we don't know. And until we do, we won't grow. We need unity and community, not individual immunity to these laws and regulations. After Tupac, hip-hop will be seen as a religion, the most highest people's vision, divine innovation, the suffering's creation. We fit the formula, performing the transition from reggae, disco and soul, like Christianity, from the Torah scroll or Bora strolls. Next to most man in my pride side, like a seek for protection in these barely pre-apocalyptic streets of heat. Believe we're all totally different but exactly the same, so we should all be equally warmed by prosperity's flame, instead of some being burnt, some being used as fuel by those who use the heat as a tool to cook food for just themselves. But I'm told this is human nature, but in this nation, human nature is controlled by indoctrination. So even though it sounds naive, the task is huge, but I believe there could be peace to the wars for nations and turf on the streets. They mask our beef for like forgotten veterans, and our battle is denied before our bodies have become a corpse. And we're swept under the carpet like the African Holocaust, especially in South America. and Africa. People inherit the poverty created and continue by the men who own the most property in the US and UK and make their resorts sitting there that they created for them to stay and us to look at from our holes and wish for. So every human pushing trolleys or rocks or Charlie or PC mouses, living in blocks or council or high mortgage houses, poor gangsters or soldiers at war. If you struggle to pay bills, think you got lyrical skill, carry tools, coming up in school. If you locked up, tagged up Asbold or Agro, listen and do well. Get out of the cage they got you in. Get out of the hustle that they're doing, blood, by clocking what they're doing and using it against them. Kung Fu hustle, first and last.